That's how far back I go with Mercedes.
You got a good memory. But have you ever seen a president go against most of his own party, most of the opposition party? Hold on.
He believes that he can, through sheer will, make this happen.
You seem skeptical.
And he may be able to. He's not a timid guy. Everybody knows that.
Now we're going, wait a second. We thought this was a negotiating tactic. We didn't think this was going to happen.
That's on them.
And in today's video, we will see how he bets on risky measures such as imposing tariffs to protect American industry and ensure fair agreements in international trade, even in the face of criticism from both sides and market uncertainties. So get ready to discover how a calculated risk can transform the economic landscape of the United States.
Why is he taking this enormous risk with the economy when he doesn't have to?
Because it's exciting. He's an adrenaline junkie. So I'm harking back to my book, The United States of Trump, best book ever written on the man. And he gets bored easily. So this has been in his mind for decades, that why should the most powerful nation on earth and the most generous nation on earth get screwed by Liechtenstein and by Austria and by Cambodia? All right, why? Let's level the economics so that we have a fair chance to sell our products abroad. It's as simple as that.
No, it's a very good point.
That's right. But he's running an enormous risk, far more than people know. Because this time next year, April Fool's Day, 2026, if the economy is wobbly and prices have not come down substantially, Democrats will win the midterms. And that's it for Donald Trump's presidency, right there. So he's got 12 months. The press is going to spin everything that happens economically negative. Everything. Not News Nation, which I'm happy that people are finding now, because you guys try to do a fair job. But ABC, NBC, CBS, all the cables outside of Fox and Newsmax, they'll spin everything negatively. So people will get the perception. The economy's bad. My family's in trouble. What Trump hopes is that he'll be able to make these deals on paper quickly, and therefore have to take the tariffs off, which he will. All right, he's nimble. He'll do that.
Right.
And then he'll wave the paper, look at the deal I got.
Right. Trump always declares victory. He always wins.
You can see, Trump is willing to take economic risks by imposing tariffs to protect American products and thus level the playing field in international trade. We know that this measure is necessary to defend the national industry and prevent disadvantageous practices from other countries from harming the United States. Trump's stance goes far beyond a mere risky bet. It reflects the commitment of a government that is not afraid to innovate to ensure the prosperity and security of our nation. Stay tuned and see how self-confidence can turn the game around even in the face of challenges.
Always says he wins, but I get the feeling
he hopes is going to happen.
All right, a couple things here. Number one, people don't need to be told how the economy is. They feel it, right? And it feels to me, and you can say I'm wrong, you normally do, but Trump boxed himself in here. He thought he was going to get some more deals. He's getting to April 2nd. He has built this thing up that this is going to be massive tariffs, and he's going to make this huge thing. So either he has to come off as weak by not imposing the tariffs, or he has to, as you say, really risk crashing the economy. And economically speaking, this is a little bit like how Donald Trump or how Joe Biden kept saying, no, the economy's great, the unemployment numbers are low, inflation's coming down, on and on and on. But people felt like prices were too high. It doesn't matter what the media says about the economy. They said it was great under Biden. American people didn't believe it. Doesn't matter what happens under Trump. The American people know how they feel.
Somewhat. People don't understand tariffs, and I'm not being supercilious about it, word of the day. They don't. You got to go to college, take a macroeconomics course. What will happen is this. If you do not buy foreign cars or Chinese T-shirts, then you'll pay a little bit more because some companies in the USA will raise their prices. Trump has warned them, but he can't stop it. So you pay a little bit more. If you're hell-bent on buying a Mercedes, you'll pay a lot more. Yeah. I'm not buying a Mercedes. I'm boycotting them because of Hitler. That's how far back I go with Mercedes.
You got a good memory.
Our president trusts in the American institutions that feel the direct impact of these measures. And the idea is quite simple. If the citizens truly understand that the goal is to protect the national industry, they will realize that despite the challenges, this strategy aims to strengthen our economy in the long run. The masterstroke is being aware that, in the end, success is measured by the sentiment of the people. And Trump insists that regardless of the criticisms, in the end, the United States will come out on top. Now, don't miss the upcoming details and understand how market tension can be overcome with determination.
Have you ever seen a president go against most of his own party, most of the opposition party? Hold on. Every expert in the field, go against absolutely everybody, take this huge economic risk. Reagan took a huge risk on the Cold War and he won because he said, I'm going to flip the dynamics. But on an economic issue, have a president take such an enormous risk and it work out?
He believes that he can, through sheer will, make this happen.
You seem skeptical.
And he may be able to. He's not a timid guy. Everybody knows that. He doesn't play it safe. He's never played it safe, and he's won twice. So he's going to, but I think in this regard, if you see the unemployment numbers go up dramatically, if you see the stock market, that's a key for Trump. He locks in on that stock market. If it has another bad quarter, you're going to see changes. All right, you will. Quick changes. But he's going to ride it out a little bit more and hope he can get those deals. That's what he's hoping for.
Again, you seem skeptical.
About what?
You seem skeptical that this is going to work out well because you give the warning of next April. You talk about the stock market. You got cops and firefighters with their 401ks. You know, working class Americans who are now his constituency have a lot less wiggle room and get a lot more nervous than rich Americans.
Everybody's worried. Everybody.
In the possibility of reversing the current economic situation, even if it means facing challenges such as rising unemployment or stock market declines, which mainly concern the workers. But what we cannot forget are the mistakes made in the previous administration and inherited now. Although the strategy may seem risky, Trump is determined to move forward, believing that quickly negotiated agreements will be able to mitigate the negative effects and in the end prove that he was always right. And finally, find out how Trump's determination aim is redefining the rules of the economic game.
He's worried.
I have a lot of Trump supporters who are really worried, guys who were all high-fiving, business guys who were all in on Donald Trump when he won. Now we're going, wait a second, we thought this was a negotiating tactic. We didn't think this was going to happen.
That's on them. That's on them. When Trump tells you that he wants fair deals for America, but he is able, to work stuff out. It doesn't look real good in Ukraine now because Putin is being Putin. But I'm still pretty sure that they'll get a ceasefire because, Trump is saying, look, I'll punish Putin.
So
and he will.
Yeah.
Absolutely will. And now he's not going to say, I'm going to pivot on the tariffs because that would undercut his position with the foreign countries in the negotiation. Not going to say that. But believe me, he knows he's got 12 months. That's pretty much it to make all this economic stuff work.
Okay. Well, 12 months in most senses is a long time economically, politically. It is not very long at all. Would you agree with that?
The market turns fast.
Yeah, that's true.
And Trump, if he gets the Chinese meeting in June, If he gets a ceasefire in Ukraine, if he starts to win, that market will go up fast. There's a lot of cash around.
Yeah, fair enough.
We know that even MAGA supporters have started to worry about the challenges that lie ahead. And what we have is Trump's commitment and his team's dedication to ensuring fair deals for the United States. Any current economic difficulty is only temporary, and once talks with countries like China progress and tensions ease, the market will recover quickly. And if you enjoyed this content and want to stay updated with analyses like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Like, comment, share your opinion, and share this video with friends. Your participation is essential for us to continue bringing quality debates. Thank you very much to everyone. See you in the next video.